While everything is prepared, I'll offer prayer and then we will start. Give me 1 more second. Yeah, we really need to find a way to minimize this time. I think Varshamata is looking forward when you're here.
Yes, Prabhuji.
But I like your idea that if we have a different account, right? So if I share the link on the WhatsApp, you can copy that and create a post.
Yes.
I thought I already have many accounts, so one more account I was thinking too much. Okay, I am ready. Got it. Recording. ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कथा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलां श्रीगुरुवैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितां तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनः सहितं कृष्ण चैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललित श्रीविशाख अन्वितंश्च नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वतीदेवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो महावदान्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्णकरुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते तप्त काञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Hare Krishna, I welcome you all to our today's systematic study of Vedic scriptures sessions that we are having every Sunday. And I'm very, very glad and also very pleased and also very thankful to you all for joining every week and yeah, helping out me to advance gradually in this path of devotion by hearing the uh, words, direct words of Lord Sri Krishna, which were spoken in Mahabharat times during the Kurukshetra war, where Arjuna was lost even before the war started. And in that, we are in the 9th chapter. And if you see, actually, in chapter 9 and chapter 7 both are about knowledge. Yeah, knowledge of absolute, which is also very pious in terms of transcendental, in terms of what we can estimate from it. It's nothing which is materialistic. It's not telling about the minerals of this planet. It's not telling about the metals of this planet. Yeah, if you refer to Sri Devi Bhagavat, yeah, there is a very nice elaborate description about how this world itself is created, this whole universe, and how each element, mineral, rocks, and gold, silver, all these things are explained. Yeah, which gives a detailed insight into that. Yeah, but if we know ourselves first, then we have already won. And when Arjuna lost himself, Krishna spoke the words that helps one to win, and that is what is a real knowledge. Whatever knowledge we have acquired, we know what is the worth of it. It's maybe giving us some earnings to maintain ourselves, but it's not giving us that what we really want, which is ultimate absolute purpose of living. And this knowledge of absolute and the most confidential knowledge, in the middle there is only attaining the supreme, just giving little better understanding, or maybe enhancing the understanding of the knowledge in a practical terms. But Lord Krishna is again coming back, uh, uh, after briefly sharing more insight. He again brings back Arjuna on this very important about the most confidential knowledge, that emphasizes the importance of knowledge. Yeah, if you see, there is this transcendental knowledge, it's also there, knowledge of absolute, most confidential knowledge. So Bhagavad Gita is the epitome where we can take shelter of understanding things as it is. So in that we are in the 23rd verse. I ask our dear Ninad to read this verse.
Hare Krishna. Prabhuji,
Yeah,
can I read in behalf of Nina? Then Nina will read the translation.
you both read together.
Okay.
Yeah, you tell, he will follow. You tell, he will follow.
Yepyana devata bhakta yajanti shraddhayanvita tepi mam eva kanteya yajanti avidhi purvakam those who are devotees of other gods and who worship them with faith actually worship only me, son of Kunti, but they do so in a wrong way.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you.
Krishna.
Vinod. Hare Krishna. So, this is how anyway, yeah, it should be, right? Yeah, Dhruv should take this responsibility of helping out Nina. After all, you are elder brother, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Keep inspiring Nina, which means you also inspire yourself. Yeah, and read regularly so that you can also engage Nina in this nice reading. Maybe this is a task for Nina's birthday. By the way, I also remember Dinesh Prabhu, we covered this verse. So we'll go to the next one. Yeah. Okay. Someone would like to read 924?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
can we read or?
Yeah.
Aham hi sarvayagnanam bhokta cha prabhur eva cha natu mam abhijananti tatvenatas chavanti te I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true transcendental nature fall down. Purport. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performances recommended in the Vedic literatures. But actually, all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yajna means Vishnu. In the third chapter of Bhagavad Gita, it is clearly stated that one should only work for satisfying Yajna or Vishnu. The perfectional form of human civilization known as Varnashrama Dharma is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. Therefore, Krishna said in this verse, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the supreme master. Less intelligent persons, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion, and thus he will thus achieve the desired result.
Right. Very nice. Thank you, Dhruv.
Thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, let's begin with deeper understanding of this. Aham hi sarva yajnanam. Yeah, I am. Reference here is saying about aham hi. Yeah, it is not saying aham eva. Yeah, no, it's not aham tesham. Yeah, so here it says is aham hi, which clearly says I am only. Sarva yajnanam, of all the yajnas, bhokta cha prabhur. Prabhur means master. I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Natu mam abhijananti, the one who does not understand this, what is the fate of him, is mentioned by Krishna directly. Of course, it can shake our faith system a bit, because from childhood, the path that we took is not based on firm faith. That we opened this chapter, right, or when we were discussing. The importance here is we just followed a flow, and wherever it took, we just went with open mind, and whatever came, we thought we didn't challenge enough. Yeah, because we, we were more in a open mindedness, and whatever little ways of our speculative way of confirming our understanding, we started strengthening our faith. And then there is also this situation where one can come to a point saying that, okay, see, doing that I have seen, by doing this I have seen, by doing that I have seen, so many people are doing, I have seen. So we started believing that what if whatever we are seeing more, we started believing that is the absolute truth, which is not the right way, by the way. Why? Because it is when we have this shabda Brahma. Yeah, when it comes to the absolute, yeah, or transcendental knowledge, Brahman, yeah, to understand Brahma Bhuta, to understand that we cannot rely on seeing. What we should rely on is more on hearing to the authorized version of Vedic literature or the essence of Vedas, or so on and so forth. But what can happen is, because we have seen, just like in Kali Yuga, we see whoever has big mouth, he wins. Yeah, isn't that fact? Whoever has loud voice, whoever has commanding voice, even if he says nonsense, people will just take it, understand, wow, it's so great. I have seen so many in corporate companies, we see some great speakers. Yeah, they come, if they come on the stage, 500, 5,000 doesn't matter, everyone will be simply captivated by the words because he has the power to play with the words. And when it comes to the reality, yeah, if anyone asks questions, which is a real question, deeper question, he would just move on, or simply is stuck. That's why, I mean, when I was attending corporate, I don't know what is it called, training or course, they were explaining the difference between extrovert and introvert, and in that sense, extrovert is more eager to go and speak, even if he doesn't know anything, and introvert is doesn't speak even if he knows a lot. Yeah. So that is not going to help us, bring us anywhere, but only when we hear to the authorized scriptures, and when the person is presenting this, and when we hear from that in the parampara system, which is very important. In Because Krishna is even in the fourth chapter, Krishna is saying evam parampara praptam. Yeah, he is saying this knowledge, this transcendental knowledge, can be presented as it is only through parampara system. Otherwise, what happens is that just with the dint of the command in grammar, or dint in command in literature, or doing a MA or BA or even any other scholarly degrees, will not bring one to the understanding of the real essence. And then it can lead to many, many versions of the same Bhagavad Gita. Same Bhagavad Gita, when it's presented by a devotee and when it is presented by a non-devotee, is totally different. Just like when this book Bhagavad Gita went to Russia, or where was that? Hungary, right? I mean, few years back in Hungary, they wanted to ban Bhagavad Gita, if I'm not wrong. I don't know if it's Russia or Hungary. Then there was a examination of this book, because this has some provoking language, like just this verse what we are reading. He's saying all other things are not the right path, just worship me, which is a kind of saying, hey, totally against the communist understanding. And even people can get revolutionized by these thoughts. And indeed, it is Krishna consciousness movement, because everyone have gone, just like the free flowing water. Yeah, the example that just I gave about the, what is this, yeah, the water. Initially the water is very free, it can go in any direction, wherever there is slope, there is the gravity pulling, or wherever there is a um, space, the water goes. And after all this water, where is it going? All the water is going and ending up in ocean. Which means, when so many people are busy with believing only one thing as that, so everything is ending up in that. It is only through a movement the water can be made useful, which is called, I think we know what is this called, backwaters, right? Yeah, Rishabh Prabhu, you can go on mute. What is this backwaters? Someone know?
No, Parvaji. Backwater? No, never heard.
Yeah, all the direction of water is going into the ocean, but backwaters are the that are outside. I mean, they do not mix. They do not end up in ocean. So when everyone is just running with lack of understanding, or end up in that, because after ending up into the ocean, there is no more existence. First of all, there is no more. Yeah, we know the water of ocean not good for drinking. So the backwaters are, when we compare the quantity of this backwater, is very, very little compared to the whole ocean, but still it is more valuable. It helps people, it serves people. So this movement, this Bhagavad Gita, what it is doing, or coming back to this example of Hungary or Russia, after reading, and of course the prime minister at the time was Modi ji, I think. Then he also called and said that no, this book is a holy scripture. It is not a revolutionary book, but indeed it is a revolutionary book. Why? Because people need to change. We all need to change. We all need to transform. We all need to improve. And for that, we need the right source. And again, this is the Shabda Brahman. Through by hearing oral from the Parampara system, we can gain access to this Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, the doors are simply closed. It is as if like a bottle, a show piece. What is it called? Forgot. A show piece, right? They call these empty bottles that are put as a gallery in a bar or a yeah, just nothing is inside. It's only a show. So just a Bhagavad Gita without reality of what Krishna is saying as it is, it's not there. Yeah, it is just like a showpiece. Now we enter into this. They are saying, I am the only enjoyer and master of all sacrifices. Therefore, those who do not recognize my true nature fall down. Krishna is declaring this. Why should we accept it? Because he also referred the same from in different verses. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhridit sarvabhutanam. Uh, So in that way, Krishna is saying that yeah, it is me. Why? There are so many ways, so many kinds of yajnas. Here it is clearly stated that there are many types of yajna performances recommended in Vedic literature. But actually all of them are meant for satisfying the Supreme Lord. So though whatever we are doing that or this and this and that, ultimately it is for satisfying the Supreme Lord. Yajna means Vishnu. The third chapter it is clearly stated that one should only work for satisfying yajna. The perfectional form of human civilization known as Varnashrama Dharma is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. So here we see that from all the references, when we understand that this is what Krishna is concluding once again in the time of this battlefield of Kurukshetra, he is again saying, yeah, less intelligent persons, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. If, however, anyone has any material desire to be fulfilled, he had better pray for it to the Supreme Lord, although that is not pure devotion, and he will thus achieve the desired result. So here, what Prabhupada is helping us to understand is, first of all, having material desire is not good, because material desires, whether for wealth, fame, name, and comfort, position, power, all these things are only in the limits of material world, because we are asking all these which are available in the material world. So these things, for these things to enjoy again, we have to take birth again in the material world. Why? Because if I have success in the material world, after all, after giving everything of my life and I've managed to really get what I want, how long can it stay? We did wonderful yajna, and out of this yajna, then I have pleased the gods what I want, and they gave me what I want. What will be next? Are we completely satisfied? Have we become Atma Ram, self-satisfied? Have we realized? Have we become yogis? No. We have become more bhogis. We want to enjoy more. Again we worship more. Again we worship more. And this way what is happening? These creepers or the seeds or seedlings are entering into our heart that are carried beyond this life. The desires are there, the thoughts are there, the unfulfilled, unmanifested, yeah, what is it called, the karma results are still there. And when we do not wind up all these things, when we do not cut this all. When we do not cut the knot of the Bhavasagar or Bhavasamsar or this material world, we always are in this. And we again ask, again we get, again we ask, again we get. We are getting something, but in the middle we are getting more pain. Dukkhalayam. It is something, yeah, this can be very nicely compared to a person who does not know swimming, but he end up in waters, and then he doesn't know what he can do. He is just moving his hands and legs, and one time he comes up above the water surface, then he is breathing and but again he is pulled back. Why? Because the gravity is there, because the water body is there. Hmm? Then what is happening? Then someone is coming trying to help him, but he says, next time again I want to go and play at the waters, and again he'll fall down. Hmm. How long can we keep on getting support? But is it everything? No, because even by seeking such pleasure, we are getting pain at same time. Why? Because we are in the world of duality, where there is sukham, there is dukham. Unless we realize that we are above it, whatever we think by getting something we are happy, there is always a fear that we will lose it. Huh? Or if we do not have it, we always have pain because others have it. When we are so much occupied with these things, can we think of anything good for ourselves? No. That's why the six anarthas, kama, krodha, moha, mada, matsara, lobha, these are the six enemies that are inside our heart, that with that we cannot see anything good for us. And what is happening materially when we are getting all, yeah, results? We want to have more and more. It is something like a small seed inside the soil has come up, shooting out with leaves, a small stem. But then slowly, when this is becoming bigger and bigger, then you realize, shit, this is not a real creeper, this is a weed. Is it right word? Weeds, right? Umkraut, the things that we don't need. Yeah. Then what are we doing? Huh? If we are intelligent, we want to remove them, right? Otherwise, all the nutrition or the urea or fertilizers or whatever we are giving to the actual crop, whatever the time we are giving, whatever the all what we think that we are doing the right thing, we are giving is not going there. But what is doing? It is only increasing the weeds also to grow. And these weeds are very very conducive because we are in this material world. It has better place, just like in the case of Gajendra Moksha Leela or the pastime. This Huhu, yeah, the crocodile was more powerful. Why? Because it is in its own ground. This Uhu, this Gandharva who became the crocodile is in his own space, yeah, where he can aram se pull the huge, the king of elephants, Gajendra, in the water very easily, and it could keep there the elephant for very very long time. And it's also, yeah, I repeat this very nicely, that the elephant who is very strong outside the water, but it's not in its space. It's inside the waters, and it didn't had firm ground. And when it doesn't has firm ground, it was losing energy. It was losing energy. All its friends have left him. This is what happens, right? When Gajendra came with his yeah, other elephants to enjoy in these waters, but as soon as when Gajendra was caught, they tried, but afterwards they gave up. The other elephants left. And this elephant, who initially thought this crocodile is nothing for me, but no, this crocodile, yeah, these weeds that in our heart are so dangerous. When we don't remove them timely, then we lose. That is for sure. Except, yeah, just in this case of Gajendra, that he fortunately, who was a king Indradumna. He remembered. He remembered. What? What he remembered that? Yeah, I remember some verse. I remember one verse, and with that past lives verse that he remembered, he took a lotus, and with that he lifted it up with his trunk and offered to Lord Vishnu and uttered that verse, and that was it. Lord Vishnu on his Garuda Vahana came very very instantly. It's also said how quickly he comes. Yeah, but he came and gave shelter. Until then, yeah, we are talking about this crocodile. Crocodile was very good. It took a break, pause. It left the foot of elephant in the middle. It simply ate some fishes, and again caught the elephant. What is happening? There is this fasting elephant which didn't had food, but there is nice food that is in available for crocodile. It could amply eat, get enough strength, and hold on to the task. But it is only through Vishnu. Doesn't matter what kind of strength the crocodile has, whatever good grounds it has, whatever position that is favorable it has. Only Vishnu. He chopped the neck of crocodile with Sudarshana Chakra. So this knot can be broken or cut by only Lord Vishnu with no effort for him. What is needed was that moment of devotion that the elephant showed. When we worship the Lord, then we are saved. Coming back to our part of seeds, right? We were talking about seeds. If we do not care that these are weeds that if we don't take them out now, they will become a bigger problem later. And we are talking about these are creepers, and these creepers, when they twine themselves, they become even a complex uh, system to handle. Because just like when yeah, I can give example of our own garden. Our garden is surrounded by so many big trees. Yeah, and if we want to put any seeds there, the problem is because the roots of these trees are so deep and strong. Whatever the water we give, these big trees take away. Whatever the urea or yeah, whatever we give, uh, they are very receptive to take everything because they have spread quite broadly. And not only that, it's not about the ground benefit, it is also about the sky benefit, because these are covering the space in the center. The light is not able to come, sunrise is not coming. So whatever, it becomes a dark place, a place of darkness. What can happen? Nothing. Darkness, when we refer it to ignorance, when the ignorance is prevailing, there is no benefit. Yeah. So what happens when these anarthas are growing more, then this little bhakti lat that is inside our heart, that is longing for a devotional service, that is covered by other. And how can we expect that that creeper grows? Because we are saying, we are chanting, we are turning to Krishna, we are doing that, we are doing this. But as long as if we have these anarthas in our heart, yeah, we are dealing with not an ordinary thing. You only take shelter of the Lord, and who comes and he is the perfect gardener. We see Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he gives in Chaitanya Charitamrita the example of a gardener, yeah, where everywhere the plants of bhakti are planted, and when the weeds are coming, how to take them off. Yeah, and yeah, so that is one. Yeah, when we talk about the yajna, yeah, so ultimately Krishna is saying that, yeah, whether you go directly or indirectly, it is all the yajnas is for Vishnu. When we talk about, here is saying about the verse, no, he didn't mention about the third chapter verse. I will It is 3, 9. Yagyartat karmano anyatra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma kaunteya mukta sangha samachara. Yeah, so work done as a sacrifice for Vishnu has to be performed, otherwise work causes bondage in this material world. Therefore, O son of Kunti, perform your prescribed duty for his satisfaction, and in that way you will always remain free from bondage. So this is the secret. If we want to be free from bondage, we have to perform yajna. What kind of yajna? We'll come to that next verse. But the perfectional form of human civilization, known as Varnashrama Dharma, is specifically meant for satisfying Vishnu. So when we talk about Varnashrama Dharma, where there is Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, and also these 4 categories of Brahmacharya, Grahastha, Vanaprastha, and Sannyas, all the system which is part of the Varnashrama. Varna means categorization, ashrama means shelter. Whoever takes the shelter of that category is called Varnashrama, and Dharma means that is duty. It is not a choice that, okay, no, I want to be free, I don't bother all this. Yeah, no. If one, and therefore Krishna says in this, I am the enjoyer of all sacrifices because I am the supreme master. Which means even if you take any corporate company or any government, if there is, yeah, no, there is the owner of it, no, the founder of it. Because if he doesn't set up something, then there is no question of employees and workers and all those things, and they are getting benefited, nothing. And why such a thing is set up? Because he is the ultimate enjoyer, he is the supreme enjoyer. No? Less intelligent person, however, without knowing this fact, worship demigods for temporary benefit. Temporary benefit itself, yeah. When we really thoroughly analyze what are we praying, what we are gaining, then we understand that this is not going to give me the ultimate relief. Getting a good husband or a good wife or good children. But Krishna is saying, even if you want that, even such desires, if they are, it is better to pray to the Supreme Lord. Why? Because then at least there is no downfall. Therefore, they fall down to material existence and do not achieve the desired goal of life. Demigod worship is for temporary benefit. And conclusion is, even if one has material desires, it is better to worship the Supreme Lord. We are not talking that, hey, let's go and fulfill our material desires. That is the purpose of the Supreme Lord. No, that is not the purpose. But still, if we have this, because ultimately He is the one who is giving, we don't have to take up any other path. We can simply approach the Supreme Lord for material or non-material. Let's go to the next verse and then open up questions, because these both are related. Let me pick name. Rishabh Prabhu, if you are free, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. The shloka.
Shloka and translation purpose.
Okay. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yantri pitrvrataha bhutani yanti bhu tejya yanti mad yajinopimam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. And those who worship me will live with me. Prabhupada also?
Yeah.
Prabhupada by His Divine Grace. If one has any desire to go to the moon, the sun, or any other planet, one can attain the desired destination by following specific Vedic principles recommended for that purpose, such as the process technically known as Darsha Paurnamasa. They are vividly described in the fruitive activities portion of the Vedas, which recommends a specific worship of demigods situated on different heavenly planets. Similarly, one can attain the Pitta planets by performing a specific yajna. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become a the screen got white. Become a yaksha, raksha, or the pishacha. Pishacha worship is called black arts or black magic. There are many men who practice this black art and they think that it is a spiritualism, but such activities are completely materialistic. Similarly, a pure devotee who worships the Supreme Personality of God had only achieved the planet of Vaikuntha and Krishna Loka without a doubt. It is very easy to understand through this important verse that if by simply worshipping the demigods, one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping the Pittas, achieve the Pitta planet, or by practicing the black arts, achieve the ghostly planets. Why can the pure devotee not achieve the planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people have no information of these sublime planets where Krishna and Vishnu live. And because they do not know of them, they fall down. Even the impersonalists fall down from Brahma Jyoti. The Krishna conscious movement is therefore distributing sublime information to the entire human society to the effect that by simply chanting the Hare Krishna mantra, one can become perfect in this life and go back home to God. It.
Yep, thank you. So here we come to this, that those who worship, yeah. So this is natural, right? So yeah, let's take classical example of what is it called? Politics. Yeah, yeah. There is a BJP, there is Congress, there is and I don't know, Swaraj Party, BSP. I don't know, CPI, CPM. So many parties are there. Whoever is going to support these organizations or parties, political parties, what are they doing? What they are doing is just they increase faith in those, and then they start serving them by yeah, giving funds. And when they come, when they are ruling, when they can benefit from that, there is a give and take. And when we talk about here, I mean, not only here, in general, is where we give our time, yeah, we will yield result there. Just like if you put a mango seed or a pit in the soil, after some time you will see a mango tree, plant or a tree coming later. Yeah. Similarly, what seeds we sow, respect to results we bow. Yeah. This is what Krishna is saying, that when one worships demigods, they go, they take birth among the demigods. Those who worship the ancestors go to the ancestors. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among them. So, in this connection here, we see there is Vedas are giving ample information how to achieve that. At least I have no knowledge about that, so cannot explain much. But with very little experiences that I have, I can see how every now and then in TV channels that I saw that you do this for 13 weeks, 13 Saturdays, 13 Mondays, 13 Fridays. I don't know. Someone have seen such program? Anyone? No? No? I don't know. At least I have seen.
Yes, Prabhuji, it was there. I was experienced earlier in
Yeah.
some channels and all.
Yeah.
People question and they will give the solution for that. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, there is a question. I don't know what is it. He's a Kannada. I don't know. Rishi. I mean, I don't. There are so. I mean, not only these programs. I've seen programs where they say, okay, if you do this, literally, when I was in India for a short visit, I saw that Channels are many. There are also distinguished speakers on different subjects. One says about numerology, one says about astrology, one says about different faith systems, and as part of so some also say about tantras, yantras, mantras, different mm, ways of how to help out people to relieve from suffering. Just like the condition of this person who doesn't know swimming, he is stuck in, someone is coming as a rescuer, he is lifting him up. It is nice, right? Someone comes and rescues. So these are different rescue processes, but these are not giving that, okay, that training that he can swim, how to swim this material ocean, how to cross over this suffering. That is not there, and that's what happens. So there are ways, yeah, and in that is also in the Vedas how to do it, how to achieve, because karmi jnani, karmi, what is this called? Kama, pro, no, what are these 4 levels before coming to moksha? Chaturvida, uh, uh, kama, no, forgot what is it.
Dharma, Artha, Kama.
Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Yeah. And then, thank you, Varshamadi. And then the fifth one, Panchama Purushartha, is no one says. Yeah. Only the 4. And then they says, yes, if you're not doing this, you're not following Dharma. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. But people do not take this Dharma to enjoy the fruit or to create such a fruit. Because of what has happening is that karma fruit is a rotten fruit that can and then falsely feeling that I am in moksha can return us back to the place where we are. So these are vividly described in 2 activities portion of the Vedas, which recommend a specific worship of demigods situated on different heavenly planets. Similarly, one can attain the Pita planet by performing a special yajna. Similarly, one can go to many ghostly planets and become Yaksha, Raksha, or Pisacha. So, in that way, this black magic is not an imagination, or it's not that it doesn't exist. It does exist. There are tantrics who can invoke these black arts, but it doesn't mean that he is a god. Such shaktis can be attained with these prescriptions that are made in Vedas. I remember that there is a politician who has sacrificed animals for winning. That was I heard only at a state level, but later, have anyone come across this Nepal king? Is it? Is it Nepal King Dharmendra? I forgot the name. He has brutally killed so many animals. Yeah, he brought all of them into a stadium and then killed them. Yeah, if someone knows more can share. But why? Why one has to do that? Are those cows and buffaloes harming someone? No, because one want to attain power. So it is very easy to understand through this important verse that if by simply worshipping the demigods one can achieve the heavenly planets, or by worshipping Pitas achieve the Pita planets, so there are different ways. But why can the pure devotee not achieve planet of Krishna or Vishnu? Unfortunately, many people have no information. That is the problem, because we do not believe that. Is there really something like that? Just like Mr. Frog. Mr. Frog, he believes that there is no more water beyond this well that it is in. When there is some other frog which somehow ended up in the same well where this frog is there, when this information is coming, he says, oh, come on, I can't believe it. Because when I lift my head, I can only see through this hole, only sky, and there is no water. The only water that is there is only in this world. For me, this is the world. No. And when then the person is started telling, yeah, no, there is not this much, there is so much water. And then this frog starts asking how much, and he says, is it this much? He says, no, bigger than that. Is it this much? He says, bigger than that, bigger. And in great excitement, this frog is beating its own heart, and so much out of excitement that it even died because of heart attack. We cannot imagine. That's why we think our dreams are limited, because we think that this is all everything. This is all about the world. Nothing is beyond this. Everything yahi hai. Heaven is here, hell is here, happiness is here, suffering is here. There is nothing beyond this. No, there is Vishnu. There Krishna is declaring here. There is Vaikunta. Kunta means no. Kunta means anxiety. Vaikunta means no anxiety. There is indeed a place where there is no anxiety. It is something like we are saying, hey, around us everything is anxiety. So I can't imagine somewhere there can be a place where there is no anxiety. No, Vaikunta planet is planets. So many Vaikunta planets are there where we can go and live without anxiety. Even the impersonalists fall down from the Brahma Jyoti. Krishna consciousness movement is therefore distributing the sublime information to entire human society. So it is nice that there is a destination Vaikuntha, how to achieve that, especially in Kali Yuga. Of course, maybe if we are in some other Yuga, we would have discussed something else. But still, in Kali Yuga, Harer Nama, Harer Nama eva kevalam kalau nastyeva gatir anyatha. It is only the Hari Nam that can free us from this in Kali Yuga. There is no other means, and no other means at all. One can be free from anxiety. And Kali Chantarana Upanishad is saying, because Narada Muni, who is very, very concerned, what happens to this Kali Yuga people? There is no one single good quality. Brahma said, don't worry. By the grace of Lord, there is this holy name. Just by vibrating holy name, they don't have to do anything, nothing they have to do. Just by chanting the holy name, they can be free from all this. Which is not, there is no such a concession. These days we are talking a lot about concession. There is no, sorry, we are talking about sanctions, right? About Russia. There is no concession than this. In this age, we cannot do anything else, but we are not lost. We have a chance, high chance to win. In this lifetime, in Kali Yuga, we can still become successful by understanding that it is by taking shelter of Krishna then we can attain success. I'll stop here. The questions from these two verses, let's try to answer.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
One pranam. Prabhuji, regarding dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So in Vedas, to what degree is it describable about the moksha?
Yeah.
So which moksha does it describe? Does it describe the ultimate moksha to go to the Vaikuntha Lok?
See, moksha is a state of not being in the material engagement or material conditioning. Yeah, which is in that way there is also this mukti. Yeah, and the mukti is also like free from anxiety, free from this state which are affected by the material conditioning. Yeah, and but then the topmost is also described in Vedas. When we talk about Padma Puran, it is describing elaborately about different pastimes, how different devotees have achieved it. When we take about Bhagavatam, is also glorifying how the devotees attained that ultimate. Yeah, and there is this. I think in Markandeya Puran or Vayu. No, let me correct. In one of these, there is a description about about Kathopanishad and Ishopanishad. Both are explaining about it. Yeah.
Yes, Prabhuji. But most of the people in India, they believe in Vedas, and they believe in Yajurved, Rigved, Samved, these four Vedas. And do these Vedas, four Vedas, also describe about this moksha that
Yeah,
should be?
without that, we will not be saying that the essence of all the Vedas is to worship Vishnu, right? So definitely it is there.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
So
because
those people, I mean,
mm,
it's there in the Vedas also, but they do not read it or believe it somehow, and
no,
they
I don't know. In these days, who is so expert in understanding the Vedas? Hmm?
yeah, okay. I mean, most of the people believe in to merge in that when you talk of Mayavadi or Arya Samaj, they believe
Yeah,
in merging.
yeah, that is the understanding. But when they get in touch also with this, yeah, so that is why we have these Upanishads and Puranas which are supporting to understand the Vedas in right way. Hmm. Because there is a one liner, and in one liner the whole thing is explained, so sometimes, or it's most likely that it's not so easy to understand that one liner, just like this 10 commandments, thou shall not be killed. Now you tell what does it mean. Some Christians are vegetarian and some Christians are non-vegetarian, and both justify, yeah, yes, to understand that. So these one-liners are further elaborated, and then there is this Vedanta Sutra which is just telling, I am. There is one nice pastime, and all these Vedas they were on a strike. I mean, I have to recollect that. Then the success, and also the ultimatum of all these came out that Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence, and we know what is the Srimad Bhagavatam is dealing with. I have to recollect that. Maybe Apu Prabhu or someone here, they know this. In all the Upanishads and all, they had a strike. Yeah, they were thinking who is the best, who is the topmost. Yeah, I'll check. I mean, I came across this quite long ago, but yeah, there is something, and then I'll pass this info. Yeah, but as you said, Adras Prabhu, so we do not have time to see beyond that Vedas, no? So we want to take the names of the Vedas and say, okay, everything is okay. After all, everything is karma kanda. Yeah, but this higher essence, just because of that, and in this age, that's why Srimad Bhagavatam came. That is the opening verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, right? Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, and then it goes on with that. The 1.1.2, I think, or 3. Let me see. Yeah, you see here. Dharma, we are talking about dharma. Yeah, so here it's saying dharma projita kaitavatra paramo nirmatsaranam satam vedyam. Yeah, what is that? Vedas, right? Vedyam vastavam atra vastu sivadam tapa trayon moolanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrute kim va parer ishvara sadhyo hridi अवरुध्यते अत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषुभिः तत् क्षणात्. See, here we are referring to completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated. This Bhagavad Puran propounds the highest truth which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. Yeah, of course, there is references that Prabhupada gives an understanding, like, because ultimately the Vedas we want to take shelter to become Paramahamsas, but Srimad Bhagavatam is for Paramahamsas. So in that way, uh, in that way, it is mentioned. He said, directly cause of manifest is independent. And here it says, it is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of Brahmaji, the original living being. By him even By him, even the great sages and demigods are placed into illusion. Um, that's why, I mean, Bhagavatam 3 verses, yeah, we just did 2, but these 3 verses open up to give us an understanding the position. So, indeed, this is presenting the essence of all the Vedas in the right way. Yeah. But because sometimes it is so simple, right? So people do not want to take it. This is what it says. Nigama kalpa taror galitam phalam sukamadhuka amruta dravya samyuktam. Yeah. And then pibata bhagavata rasam alayam muhur aho rasika bhuvi bhavuka. Yeah. It says what is the position of Srimad Bhagavatam? It is a mature ripened fruit of Vedic literature. Now, whether if you go to a garden, are you looking for a fruit or only stems, branches, leaves, flowers? What can you enjoy?
Yes, fruits. Yeah.
Hmm? So this is the position of Srimad Bhagavatam. Oh, expert and thoughtful men. So if we are thoughtful, then we can understand the mature fruit of desire tree. And then this is emanated from the lips of Sukha Deva Goswami. First of all, this, yeah, we know a mango is very tasty, sweet. Wherever, from whichever side you eat, it will be very enjoyable. But this mango was you called touched by parrot, Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami, just like when we know this gawad, right, or fruit which is beaten or eaten by a bird, it tastes even more sweeter. So here it says it emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including the one who have attained moksha, liberated souls. Yeah, Ajaras Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes. Very nice, Prabhuji. Yeah.
So,
Many
if
aspects well given. Yeah.
anyone want to understand the Vedas essence, if they have enough time or just one day, if they can read the purports of these 1, 2, and 3 verses of the first canto, they will understand the glories of the Vedic literature and the power of Srimad Bhagavatam. Yeah, I think in one of these only there is this example about the fight between, or a kind of a conflict. Yeah, actually it's a conflict between the Vedas and Upanishads and all that is described. I don't remember, but yeah, I can give a try. Yeah.
Yes. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Here it says the Vedas are compared to the desire tree because they contain all things knowable by man. They deal with mundane necessities as well as spiritual realization. Okay. The Vedas contain regulative principles of knowledge covering social, political, religious, economic, military, medical, chemical, physical, metaphysical, subject matter, and all that may be necessary to keep the body and soul together. Above and beyond all these are specific directions for spiritual realization. Regulative knowledge involves a gradual rising to come to that self realization. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I mean, these are nice to read through. Someone left a comment, I think maybe. No, I was not. Fine. Yeah. Anyone else? Yeah, not then. Thank you for joining once again. And let's go through this chapter in further detail. Yeah, and appreciate if someone has time to go through these verses again, read the purports again. Any questions, comments? Yeah, would like to feedback. Most welcome. Have a nice week. वंशकल्पातरभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्रीलप्रभुपाद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।